right? So we were seeing patients one-to-one, like you said. It was through Medicare Part B, so 50, minimum 53 minutes, usually an hour.
Yep.
So you can do the math there. We did, working full time, plus our overtime. And now since we are completely online doing our own business, we are serving people. We are up to 32,000 people on Instagram that we're serving free content every day. We
Our
have
blog gets like 50,000 views a month.
50,000 views on our blog, on our website. We have about 25,000 people that we serve in our email list. And then we have a paid membership of 1,500.
1,500.
And then 150 in our peds.
Yes.
We have 2 now.
So you have 150 people in your peds
And then 1,500 in our adults.
1,500 in your adults. You're serving
Over 1,600 people.
so over 1,600 people are paying. Everybody that's listening to this podcast, I want you all to get this, to understand this.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you as always for joining me. Today, I have some extremely special guests on. These are 2 amazing ladies that are a part of my world. They have been in my inner circle now for 2 years, which is, wow, gosh, man, time has flown. Oh my gosh. And today we're going to talk about the reason why most of you are struggling. And it's not because you don't know enough. It's not because you're an idiot. It's not because you're stupid. It's because of you're not in the right opportunity. And so I would like to welcome Stephanie and Nicole, the Note Ninjas, to the podcast again. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yes. So why don't you all tell the people a little bit about who you are, what you both do, and then let's kind of get into the different types of opportunities. So tell us a little bit about who you all are.
Well, I'm Nicole. I'm an occupational therapist by trade, and Stephanie is a physical therapist by trade, and we make up the Note Ninjas. So we call ourselves a PT and OT duo. We help other therapists with treatment planning and documentation, kind of the pain point there. We've been helping people online now for over 6, I think we just hit 6 years.
6 years, wow. Okay, awesome. So we have a PT and a OT duo, and they help people with something that you all used to do in the clinic. What we all used to do in the clinic is that we got to document, right? Okay. All right. So, Stephanie, do you want to say anything before I start to say my piece?
No, she covered it.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So I've known, they've been in my world, in my inner circle for 2 years. I've known Stephanie for quite a bit longer than that. I think Stephanie came into my world in 2018, if I remember correctly. So anyways, they've been in my world for quite a while. And they're going to be on our challenge. So we're going to be doing the Path to Goal challenge, September 30th to October 4th. If you're listening to this after the fact, you missed it, you can go and find a replay ticket, somewhere. All right. So I'm going to have Stephanie and Nicole on day 1 of the challenge. And I just talked to them about this and they agreed to it. And here's the reason why I'm going to have them on. And this is what I want to talk to you all about today. So many of you are leaving the profession. So many of you are struggling, which is why you're leaving. And I get it and I understand it. But I think many of you are making the wrong decision because I truly believe that Stephanie and Nicole have done 2 things that I want to talk about today. And I believe many of you could do that as well. Now, I'm not saying that your thing is going to be helping people with documentation or helping them with treatment plans and all the other stuff. But what I would like to talk to every single one of you that's listening to the podcast about is 2 ways that I truly believe that if you understand this and you apply it to your life, you can make a lot more money and you can make it with a lot more flexibility in your schedule. So before I go through those 2 things, Stephanie, can you talk, and Nicole, can you talk about what you all used to do when you were working in a hospital versus what your situation is today?
Sure. So we used to work together, mostly in an assisted living. And we had a lot of students come in, a lot of new grads, and it seems like we were always getting the same questions. Some of them knew some kind of treatment, but they didn't know how to tie the treatment to the documentation. They weren't good with modifying some activities. They weren't quite sure like when to do certain things and when not to. And we felt like we were doing the same thing over and over again. So that's how it kind of started our wheels turning about what we could do.
Got you. So there was an idea there just from what people were continually asking you, correct? Right? And so that's kind of how things, started with it. Now, when you were a treating clinician, how many hours a week were you typically working?
Well, I was working a lot. We used to work our full caseload. Then we used to do a lot of overtime. And then I used to work at the hospital too on the weekends.
Okay.
A lot.
So can you give me, just so that people really understand, can you give me an idea of what your average amount of clinical time was per week?
Probably like 45, maybe even 50 some weekends.
Okay, so 45 to 50 hours a week. So let's just say 45. And how long were you doing that for? How many years?
Oh, God. Really? We bring this up? What was I working? 13 years, I think? It was 13.
Okay, 13 years.
Yeah, and I got about 8 in.
And you got about 8 years in, and you were doing what? Some similar or a little bit less?
Yeah, probably the same. I didn't have an extra job at the hospital, but
Okay.
I was still working like at minimum probably those 40 hours.
Okay, so you're working about 40 hours a week. Okay. So the first thing that I think we should talk about is opportunities, okay? And I think a lot of people, at least the way that I was trained and the way that I thought about things was that I thought that the reason why I wasn't making more was because I wasn't smart enough and I didn't have enough experience. And if I could just get another 5, 10, 15, 20 years under my belt, it would justify for me to make more money. And so that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. But what I realized, and my situation is very similar to yours, Stephanie and Nicole, is that I started off working about 40 to 50 hours a week. And then I got a second job at an ALF. And for me, if you guys are cool with sharing, your numbers, you can. But for me, I'll tell you, I was making $19 an hour at my first outpatient job, working 40 hours a week. And then at the ALF, I was making it was like $40 or something like that. Now, I'm older than you all, so, it didn't pay as good. But that was it. And I was working about 50 to 55 hours, maybe upwards of 60 hours a week, okay? I say all that because that is what I call a level 1 opportunity, okay? A level 1 opportunity. And I think that most people that are burned out, they're tired, they're exhausted, they're in a level 1 opportunity. They're doing something called implementation. Implementation is when you are serving people through your muscles and you're using time to be able to bring value to people. So it's muscles over time equals value, right? Your physical body is in front of somebody else. You are using your physical therapy or occupational therapy skills, your expertise, to be able to help people. You have one person in front of you. You charge that person based on CPT codes, right? Or if you're cash-based, you charge them cash for whatever it is, but it's still one person at a time, correct?
Yes.
Okay? It's a level 1 opportunity. So I'm assuming that for you all, the most amount of people that you were ever able to help in a week was probably no more than 60 people, correct?
Right.
Okay? Yeah. Assuming you're seeing people every half an hour. Okay, right. So that's a level 1 opportunity. Now, let's talk about the higher level opportunity that you all do today. So can you all just talk about what it looks like today, how many people you're serving on a monthly basis free, how many people you're serving on a monthly basis paid, and if you want to share, if it makes you don't have to give numbers if you're not comfortable with that, but does it make you more money than what you're doing before? Go for it.
Right. So we were seeing patients one-to-one, like you said. It was through Medicare Part B, so 50, minimum 53 minutes, usually an hour.
Yep.
So you can do the math there. We did, working full time, plus our overtime. And now since we are completely online doing our own business, we are serving people. We are up to 32,000 people on Instagram that we're serving free content every day. We have
Our blog gets like 50,000 views a month.
50,000 views on our blog, on our website. We have about 25,000 people that we serve in our email list. And then we have a paid membership of 1,500.
1,500.
And then 150 in our peds.
Yes.
We have 2 now.
So you have 150 people in your peds,
And then 1,500 in our adults. We just
1,500 in your adults. You're serving
over 1,600 people.
So over 1,600 people are paying. Everybody that's listening to this podcast, I want you all to get this, to understand this, okay? So we have about 1,600 people that are paying you, and they're paying you basically on a monthly basis. Some people might pay in advance for the year, but basically it's on a monthly basis, okay? You said your numbers on Instagram, they were, what was the numbers again? 20-something thousand?
32,000.
32,000 that you're serving in some capacity on a daily basis. 50,000 views are happening on their blog. So they're serving people via video. They're serving people via written content. And they're serving people, what was the other way? I forgot. There was one other thing I thought.
Our email.
Oh, through the email. So they're serving people via written content, via email, and their website. They're serving people via video content on their Instagram page. Okay, so between the three, okay, it's probably close to 100,000 people, up to 100,000 that they're serving every single month. They are getting paid from 1,650 people. So now here's my question to you all. If you are doing that in a level 1 way, how many hours a week would you have to work?
I don't think we would sleep.
Hours.
We wouldn't be sleeping.
It's not possible. It's not possible. Okay. So here's my question to you now. Okay. How many hours a week are you all working?
Oh, great question. Definitely less than 40 hours.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's probably
like maybe 20 hours.
About 20 hours a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like push through and I'm good for like a month, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It
the best
varies.
part.
Okay. So guys, let's just say here. Let's say 25 hours. They are working about 25 hours a week, having 1,650 clients per month, and serving nearly 100,000 people a month for free. What is the difference? The difference is that they are not working harder. They're just working in a different level of opportunity. And so this is one of the things that I'm going to talk about on day 1 of the challenge, is that if you all are working in a level 1 opportunity, you are so capped. You're capped because you're using 2 resources that have a finite amount to them. You're using your physical body, which as you get older is going to decline. Now, Nicole, as we speak, what's going on with your physical body? Can you explain it right now to people?
Yes.
That can't see this on the podcast? What's that?
I am 38 weeks pregnant currently with my second baby.
She's 38 weeks pregnant with their second baby. Let's give it up for Nicole. Woo! Okay, so guys, this is something that I think is extremely important for you all to understand. When you are in a level 1 opportunity, you are using your physical body and you're using it to bring value to people through time. As Nicole gets higher and higher in her pregnancy, okay, and as she gets to full term, do you think her body is stronger to be able to help 40, 50 clients a week? Or is her body like, I can't really do this because I'm carrying another human and this human's getting heavy? Okay, I need you all to understand that Nicole is still working right now because she is not relying on a level 1 opportunity to impact and generate her income. She's working in a much higher level opportunity. I would say you guys are right now in a 9 to 10 level opportunity, okay? And so I just need everyone to understand that you leaving the profession, if you want to leave the profession, go leave it, okay? That's fine. But I think many people are leaving it to go into another profession that's still a level 1 opportunity. So yes, it might make you $5 an hour more. Maybe it make you 10. But the amount of time, the amount of energy, the amount of money you're going to spend to go and get this new occupation, and it's still a level 1 opportunity, you're still going to be capped. You're still going to be capped, right? Nicole and Stephanie are not working in that level opportunity anymore. And I just want everyone to understand that they were able to find this level 9 to 10 opportunity. And I hope you kind of caught it in the beginning of the interviews. They said, we were getting questions from people over and over and over again. So we knew that this was a problem in the marketplace that people needed help with. Those people that were asking them those questions were physically coming into the facility that they were working at, and they were physically giving them the answer. But from that, it created proof to them that, wow, this is a needed issue that needs to be solved in a marketplace. And is there a different way to solve it? So what they were able to do is they were able to do what I call healthcare alchemy. And healthcare alchemy is where you take the same thing that you have right now that's not making you as much money, but you figure out how to do alchemy, which is like alchemy is a process of taking a scrap metal and turning it into gold. So all they did is they took the thing that people were asking them anyways, and how can I take that and package that in a way to where it can impact much more people, which then makes you more income. Now, all the people they impact, are they all paying them? No. It's 100,000 people, 1,650 customers. Okay, great. That's about 1.5% of the people that they're serving are paying them. Are you making more money than you were making in a clinic?
Yes.
A lot more. Okay. So okay. All right.
Yeah.
So there are two things that I think you all have done, right? I kind of hit the whole level 1 and level 10 opportunity. But then there's one other thing that I think is really important for people to understand, and that is if you want to be able to make much more money, you must understand the way that people are getting wealthy are doing it in the era that we're working in. And so I won't go through all the eras right now, but the current era that people are getting wealthy in today is the partnership era. And you all are partners. Stephanie is a physical therapist. Nicole is an occupational therapist. Okay? Stephanie is more of the visionary. She's got idea. She comes out, generates ideas, like 14 ideas a minute. Okay. Nicole is more of the cerebral one. Like, okay, this is what we need to do. She's very organized, very structured. She has probably a little process for everything. But you guys, what they're able to do is they're able to take the gifts that each of them have in two totally different professions and then merge it together to be able to now help much more people. Nicole, have you ever thought of how the Note Ninja brand would be if it wasn't Note Ninjas, but it was Note Ninja, and it was just you as an occupational therapist?
Yeah, no, it probably would have failed by now.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to follow through.
Yeah. Stephanie, have you ever thought if it wasn't the ninjas and it was just the Note Ninja and it was just you?
I'd have 100 different ideas in all different spots.
In all different spots, right? Yeah. And so I really, so this is the reason why I bring this up, is because it's not a shock why you all are having the level of success that you are having. And I don't think it's that you've gotten any smarter. You were smart before, okay? I think it's just that you're working in a higher level opportunity and you're working in the partnership era. Would you all agree?
Yes.
Yeah. You guys, every single one of you that's listening, this is what I want for you. like, this is what I want for you. Now, I would love, Nicole, I would love to talk about this. This baby is going to be out in the next, hopefully, less than 2 weeks. Okay, I'm sure you're like, okay, like, let's have this happen. Okay.
After Monday.
I was going to say, wait.
When you had your first child, were you still in the clinic?
Yes, I was working full time up until I had my first baby. I went out on leave at 36 weeks.
At 36 weeks, okay.
Yeah, that's about what we were provided with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when did you go back to work?
And then I went back around 5 months, and I just started out I went back per diem, not full time.
Okay, so here's my question to you. You went out at 36 weeks. Did you have the baby at full term?
No, 38 weeks actually.
You had a baby at 38 weeks. Okay, so 2 weeks there, and then you had 5 months that you stayed home with the baby before you went back to work. So here's my question to you. In the 5 months and 2 weeks, did you get your same pay?
No, not even close.
Okay, all right.
The only
we
reason
were
she
working
was able to do that is because we did have the Note Ninjas at the time.
We
too.
were running the Note Ninjas.
That's why she put it off for 5 months.
Yes.
Not as good.
Wow.
But we had like something. When I had my baby in it, and I was right back to work.
Yes.
I think like 2 weeks after.
Yes.
Weeks after. Okay. You know, it's so funny because so many people say that they're scared to start something new because of what it could potentially do to their family. And, you know, let's talk about what you all are currently doing and what it's doing to your family, you know? And so now, you know, the baby might come, hopefully not today, hopefully not by Monday. Okay. But look, the baby could come anytime, right? Do you think anything's going to change with your income? No, because we're still receiving we're receiving that recurring income, and we have systems in place that we already have like certain promotions already planned out for the rest of the year that we're good to go. I don't need to be completely hands-on, but I probably will be.
Well, you have all my
Yeah. Okay, see, okay, there you go. I want you all to understand that this is what a 168 vehicle looks like. A 168 vehicle is where you are giving value to people up to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are not working 24-hour days, 7 days a week. But what they are doing is they're putting their value on platforms that are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Some people go onto Instagram at 2 a.m. in the morning. That's when they consume their content. People in Australia right now are sleeping, okay? But when we're sleeping, they're up and they're taking in their content. When you have that ability to have a storefront that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, it never takes off, even though we do. You have the ability to give potential value 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. When you are making your money at a level 1 opportunity, and you're only making your money when you're physically in front of someone, you have capped yourself from the ability to be able to have the option of taking off as much time as needed. If Nicole needs to take off the remainder of the year, she can. If she decides, you know what, I want to work, she can. What we all want, you guys, is we all want options. That's all we want. We just want to have the option that whatever is deemed the situation is a situation. I'm going to give you guys one other example, and then I'll let you guys wrap up the podcast. Right now, we have a hurricane that is heading to Florida. Okay, we are waiting for the 11 o'clock advisory to see if it's going to jog east and come right towards my house or if it's going to stay north. Okay, this has the ability to be extremely devastating. It could be, right? And at 11 o'clock, when I see what the advisory says, I can leave. I'm in the middle of a launch week. It doesn't matter. It's because I'm giving value to the world in a 24/7, 365. And I want you all to understand this. If people have asked you, how do you do this? How do you do that? And it's been more than one person, it's been multiple people, there's probably a high level of probability that you could turn that into something that makes you money round the clock. Would you all agree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Finish this out on the podcast. What would you tell these people right now that are struggling, besides to sign up for the Path to Gold Challenge next week, which you guys are going to be on Monday? What would you tell them that is in their best interest to do before they actually leave their OT profession or their PT profession?
So I feel like we didn't stress out about it in the beginning. I think that was helpful. We just started sharing information and see what stuck. Our idea wasn't to leave. We didn't stress ourselves out about that. And I think that does help.
Yeah.
Like we waited until we had enough money, but we had fun with it, and it helps us to enjoy our profession more. I think just even knowing we're helping more people besides the PTs we help, like they're helping how many patients too. Right. But I think it just started more with like keeping it small, so we weren't stressed out and overworked, and just building it as we were making more money and seeing what worked and what didn't. But we didn't go all in until like we had the time and we had the money from it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Nicole, you have anything?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think also coming from someone who I didn't have as much experience as Stephanie in the beginning, and that really hindered me. You know, I was really roadblocked in the beginning when we first started this. I was like, I don't know when I can't ever leave my job because I need more years under my belt, like we talked about in the beginning. And I'm just here to say that we've been doing the No Ninjas for 6 years now, and it's, I don't feel that guilt anymore. I feel that I know a lot more than you learn more over the years, but also like just the people that we're serving, like if you feel guilty about leaving your current position, we're not only helping PTs and OTs, but we're also helping patients all over the world, because through our resources, clinicians are able to take that information and then help the thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of patients that they see. So knowing that and recognizing that, it really just helps put things into perspective and realize that, that we don't have to feel guilty that we got our degree in something and we're kind of taking a different path.
Right. You guys, there's nothing better and there's nothing better than when you are able to do something with a patient and it helps them, it serves them. But there actually is one thing better. And that one thing is when you can clone yourself to be able to do the things that you have learned how to do with patients and be able to help much more patients than you could have ever done working just strictly in the clinic. And I'm sure every single one of you that's listening has had a patient, for those of you that are treating, clinicians, right? I'm sure you've had a patient say, oh my gosh, if I just clone you, if I could just take you home with me. Okay, well, that's basically what they have done. Sure, you can take us home with you now. We're going to show all of you how to do the thing that we did in order to help our clients. And now Steffi and Nicole are all around the world. And that's all I want for every single one of you. So whether it's helping people with documentation, it's helping patients out that have Parkinson's issues, it's helping people that have scoliosis problems, it's helping shoulder injuries, back, knee, neck. There is a way for you to put yourself in a higher level opportunity that's going to allow you to impact more people in less of your time and keep you in a higher level of longevity towards your career. So thank you so much, ladies, for being on. Nicole, hang in there. You've got this. And we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Bye.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good podcast. Yeah, thank you all so much. I appreciate it. So what we'll do is this. On Monday, I'll start the challenge at 7. We'll go to about 8:15-ish. I said 8:30, just give myself a little wiggle room. But if you all can be on like around 7:45.
I already let them.
Okay, all right. Brittany will tell you all the stuff. And then I'll have you all come into the VIP room and answer questions and all that good stuff. Is that cool? All right. Okay. So let your audience know as well, like when you are sending out emails throughout this week, let them know that you're going to be guests on and you're going to be talking about like what we're like this that we're going to talk about. Okay. Is that cool?
Sure.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.